today. So as a little treat for this Friday, I wanted to show you what I'm planning to read for the month of April. And let's just sit down with your cup of tea, your coffee, whatever, and let's get into it. So if you are new here, welcome. I hope that you're doing really well, and I wanted to thank you for clicking on this video and coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. If you happen to like this video, my channel is full of book videos, lifestyle, fashion, beauty, thrifting, the paranormal, traveling, kind of big mixing pot of everything that makes my life my life. So if any of that sounds intriguing to you, please subscribe and like this video. Okay, let's get into it. So I thought I'd start off by sharing what I just finished reading and what I'm starting to read. So I just finished Mitch Albom's The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. He's also the author of Tuesdays with Morrie, and I've never read that book, but I've heard of it. So I found this at a little free library. It sounded really good, and it's about Eddie. He passes away on his birthday. I think it's his 83rd birthday, and it walks through his time in heaven, and he visits all these people in heaven that touched his life in some way or another. He touched theirs. So it's really beautifully written. No matter what you believe in, religious or spiritually, I think this is a really great book, and I would definitely recommend it. It's a short and sweet book. I feel like you could definitely finish it in a day. It took me like a week and a half to finish because I kind of got into a slump, as we all do, but it's like 197 pages, so really easy, and I think this is one I'll probably reread. I found out it's an adaptation. They made it into a movie with Jon Voight, who is Angelina Jolie's father. It's like Jeff Daniels in the movie. I couldn't find it anywhere, or like any, like preview for it, but there's like fan videos online. So yeah, definitely a book that I would recommend reading. There's a sequel that was just released a few years ago, so I might try and find that one day. Finally getting to Bridget Jones. I just hit myself in the face with my bookmark. I have been meaning to read this for a while now. I think I shared this in my 2 months back TBR. I have this one and The Edge of Reason, and at the thrift store I've come across like 3 of the other Bridget Jones's like books. So I definitely want to read this series. It reads a lot like Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging, which is more like the teen version of Bridget Jones, and I enjoyed that very much. So I knew that I would enjoy this one. I'm literally just right at the beginning of it, so I started it last night. Really excited, and that's what I just read, and this is what I'm currently reading. And now on to my hopeful list of books to read for this month. It kind of depends on how quickly I get through each book. I chose Bridget Jones because I feel like I could definitely finish it in a few days. So that's my hope. I want to clarify that I pick so many books for my physical TBR every month because I like to have options. So if I don't get through all of them, I try not to be so hard on myself because we all have our lives and not every day can be full of reading, unfortunately. The first book is Alice Hoffman's Practical Magic. This is like my favorite movie of all time, and I didn't know it was a book. So I have this one, and it's another magic book that's, I think, follows the same sisters. Craving that Whimsigothic vibe right now that like Charmed and Buffy and everything has. I'm rewatching Buffy for the 5th time in a row. Or not in a row, I don't know why I said in a row. I'm watching it for the 5th time in general. I love that show. And so this just will feed my soul. I love this, and I'm so excited to read it. So I'm gonna try and read Practical Magic, which is about the Owens women's family. And basically they're the ones that have been blamed for over 200 years for everything that's gone wrong in a small Massachusetts town. Jillian and Sally have endured that fate as well as children. The sisters were forever outsiders, taunted, talked about, and pointed at. Their elderly aunts almost seemed to encourage the whispers of witchery, which their musty house and their exotic concoctions, and their crowd of black cats. All Jillian and Sally wanted was to escape. One will do so by marrying, the other by running away. But the bonds they share will bring them back, almost as if by magic. I'm really excited. If you've never seen the movie, it's on Hulu right now. Definitely recommend. I think it's like a 90s staple, and it's amazing. So definitely worth the read and worth the watch. I was just at the thrift store this past weekend, and you all know I read L.A. Candy's Sweet Little Lies, which was the sequel to L.A. Candy, the novel by Lauren Conrad, and some people commented saying that they read this back in the day, so it definitely has that like nostalgic kick because I think it's from like the 2000 like 9-10 era, which is amazing. That's when I was in middle school, and it was a really good read, you guys. I loved it. It was so good. And I found the first one, so I decided to grab it, and I'm definitely gonna read it because I love the second book, so I know that I'll like the first one. It was actually really easy to read the second book because I didn't need necessarily the backstory, but now that I have the backstory, I'll probably understand the second book just a little bit more. I think it's a whole series. I'm not sure how far it goes, but I'm excited to read that one. I have had this on my physical TBR forever. It's the X Hex by Erin Sterling, and Erin actually goes by Rachel Hawkins, and I read one of her books back this summer when I just got into reading for like the first time in years, and they wrote the book called Royals, and I found that at the Dollar Tree. I did pass it along to a little free library, but it was a really cute read, so I kind of feel like it might be similar in the sense because it's the same author, so it'll probably be similar writing. This was all over TikTok this past fall, and I had to get my hands on it, and I didn't until earlier this winter. I'm excited to read this one. I've heard mixed reviews, but I'm still excited to read it. It's about Vivian Jones, and she's nursing her broken heart like any young witch would. Vodka, weepy music, bubble baths, and a curse on the horrible boyfriend. I think that this will be a fun one. It seems like a pretty fast read, but I guess it depends on how much I like it. And the last book is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I've read one of Grady Hendrix's book. I have 3 of them. I have the Final Girl Support Group, My Best Friend's Exorcism, and now I bought this one. I bought this one brand new. The other 2 I bought used on Mercari and Depop. I'm really excited because I've also heard really good things about this book, and I like Grady Hendrix. Their writing style is much like a movie, so if you like movies, you'll probably like their books. And My Best Friend's Exorcism was like the first horror novel that really introduced me to like this genre, and I liked it a lot. It's supposed to be, I believe, a movie that's coming out probably in the next like year or 2, and I assume the rest of his books will probably be turned into shows or movies one day. Maybe not, but I'm excited. I did like I said, I liked the other book, so I think I'll like this one. And it's about like a mom, and her husband's a workaholic, and she has teenage kids, and so she wants to do something in her free time, and I think it's just like she wants to join a book club, and then they're like, oh, there's vampires. So it sounds very much like I don't know what to compare it to, but it kind of gives me vibes of like True Blood for some reason, which I do have that whole series. I thrifted it all. Somebody's here, and I'm hoping to start reading that too this summer probably, because it's like 13 books. But that is all that I want to read this month. Hopefully I'll get through most of them. I'll let you know. I'll try and recap probably either at the end of this month, at the beginning of May. But if you do like these videos, please subscribe, like it, and it lets me know that you like them. And comment down below if you've ever read any of these books. I always love hearing your thoughts, as always. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, shine bright. Bye guys.